social psychology experiment analyzes the 3 factors of the bystander intervention theory. The 3 variables are if there are other people around. Usually this involves responsibility diffusion. The second factor is if they recognize if this is an emergency or not, which is really important in this experiment to see if they hear the other person talking about them, if they recognize this as an emergency. And the third is personal characteristic, which usually isn't a strong characteristic for emergencies, but this we are analyzing if this plays a bigger role in the bystander effect. Interfering. And also, it's kind of with conformity factors. Also, we're bringing in since we're analyzing just freshmen and the bully will always consist of a senior, if they will confront the superior person when they realize that they're doing something wrong.
Our hypothesis is that if the person hears someone talking badly about them, they will interfere in some way or the other.
Our experiment starts off with asking a freshman to come take a memory test. Also, we asked 2 seniors, or a senior and another, usually a sophomore, to walk out with us, and those 2 are going to stand by the bathroom door acting like they are waiting for the bathroom. We take the freshmen out, sit them down, and start listing off pairs of words saying that they have to memorize one word grouped with the other one. So we would list off the groups of words, and then afterwards we would ask them to say one word after we said the other group. While we were doing this fake memory experiment, the 2 girls standing by the bathroom are going to be talking loudly about the freshmen standing there. Usually talking about how they smell and not nice stuff. And then after they finish the fake memory experiment, we ask them if they heard the 2 people talking about them, bring the 2 people over, introduce them, debrief them, make sure they know that they don't actually think these things, and ask them why or why not they interfered with the bullies talking about them. Independent variables consisted of that the subject was always a freshman, the bully always consisted of at least 1 senior, and each subject was given the same memory test. Also, the dependent variable was the fact that whether or not the subject interfered with the bully talking about them.
So there are 2 words, and I'm just going to clump them together, and later I'm going to say one word and just going to say the other.
Wait, what?
I'm going to say 2 words, you say one word, and then I'll say 2 words and you say the other word.
Okay.
Brick, house, grass, cow, school, book, bird, sky, ring, diamond, lace, shoe, watch, time, hen, French, frog, fly, doctor, medicine, kid, cookie, hair, bow, chain, bike, space, sun, cannon, bomb. Alright, ready? Bird,
Tree, nest,
grass,
I mean, I'm not normally a mean person.
green, I don't know.
I cannot stand that girl.
chain,
Necklace. People were talking.
frog.
Pond.
No, you're fine, you're doing good. Brick,
House.
grass,
I don't even
You
know
already
why
said that one.
bird,
You already said that one.
space,
Moon.
cannon,
Explosion.
kid,
Cookie.
there you go. Watch,
Time.
hair,
Bell.
All right, good job. All right, Julia. Meredith and Libby, can you come over here?
Julia,
All right.
you don't smell, and I love it.
This is a social. Keep recording. This is a social experiment about bystanders, and the memory was fake, and really we were just seeing if you would interact or you would say anything. Why? Let me just. Why did you not speak up?
Sounds scary. I don't know. But you guys are nice.
Okay.
I felt so
So-
bad. I was like,
Thank you. It's okay. It's all parts of psychology. You were meant to act
yeah,
this
I don't
way.
really think.
Bystander effect.
We
All
don't
right.
think you smell.
Thank you so much. You've been debriefed.
Don't tell me.
Cannon. Grass.
Recording.
Face. Ring. Bird. Doctor. Book. Bomb. Fine. Time. Okay, thank you. All right, Emily. Did you hear those girls talking? No. You didn't hear them? Wait, I thought I heard my name. Okay, so you guys come over. This is Allie and Paulette. They're part of the experiment. You're supposed to hear them talking about you, and we would see if you would intervene or not. So did you hear them talk about you, kind of? Yeah. And this is just a psychology experiment. Why did you not intervene? You don't know? Okay. Were you kind of intimidated by them? Or?
I wasn't really sure what they told.
Okay.
She tripped up or something.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Memory test where we're testing grouping. I'll give you 2 words, and then later I'll give you 1 word and ask for you to say the other. Okay. As soon as I can find my partner's notes on this, because I'm with her notebook. Oh man. There we go. Okay. So if you want to say it. If not.
No, there was a, hey, you were gonna help by. She needs me now. He stole her. Don't worry. Yeah.
Grass, cow,
The comics.
bird, sky, ring, diamond, lace, partridge, tree, watch, pen, French, doctor, medicine, kid, cookie, hair, bow, chain, bite, space, sun, cannon, bomb.
Alright. So, do you want to go over here?
Okay, so house,
Yeah, we'll go right here. This is a good corner.
cow, grass, bird,
She probably just does it so she can take the elevator.
school,
I don't know.
lace,
She's probably playing softball. So then the second girl fell on top of me.
tree. Okay, so
5 minutes. You have 1 minute. Go.
you are the first person to actually respond to something they said. Congratulations. Come on over here, guys.
It was the experiment.
Yeah. You were supposed to, like, we were testing to see.
You were supposed to, yeah. The
to
point
see if
was that
anybody
you were
would intervene.
supposed to hear us, and we were supposed to be like unfazed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't hate you.
We don't.
They don't think
Not
you're-
at all.
Whatever they said is.
I didn't mean to overhear a conversation, so I wasn't eavesdropping your comments. Well, you were supposed to overhear. Okay, well, you were supposed to eavesdrop.
Partridge, tree, French, frog, fly, doctor, medicine, kid, cookie, hair, bow, chain, bike, space, sun, cannon, bomb, house,
What did Gabrielle say? You have no idea, do you? Maybe do you see any now?
Rats.
Does he have any good answers?
place, sky,
Bird.
I already forgot about it. Wait,
partridge,
so what's the name? I didn't hear you. Oh, okay. I didn't hear the question. You know what God is doing this? Seriously.
I know.
Yeah, like fly.
I heard senior girl say that's fly.
I thought like someone took an exam in the because that's how bad it smells.
Wasn't like in French?
Matt smells like yeah. Was that his name, Matt? Not Matt Damon. Matt.
Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, that's obvious. He probably he won't even notice. I didn't know if he smelled like fresh. You know, I thought it smelled like bad. I thought it was bad. Oh yeah, it was just him.
No, I walked by and I was like,
He makes me gag.
place. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, thank you. Okay, so you guys want to come over here? Did you hear them talking about you?
No.
Yeah.
You did? Alright, so they were part of the experiment actually. The memory part was kind of fake. Actually, it was fake. So.
You don't really think you smell.
We don't.
So, yes. Don't worry. Alright, so you heard them and you didn't respond to them, right?
Yeah.
Was there any reason why? Why did you not respond to them? You didn't care. But you did hear them and all. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Also, don't tell your friends about this experiment.
Those were just a few of the subjects who participated in our experiment. 7 out of the 8 students did not interfere with the bullies talking about them.
When analyzing the data from the videos, we see that most freshmen did not interfere with the seniors talking about them. This probably has to do with the fact that they didn't recognize it as an emergency, so they didn't feel a need to interfere. They didn't care. Like Matt Schubert, he just didn't care. So why would they feel a need to interfere? That was one main factor. Another one is, in one of them, they were so focused on the memory test that they ignored the cocktail party effect, which is when you're engaged in one conversation and you hear or you recognize a part of a different conversation. But they ignored that effect. They were so focused. Also, the conformity factors had a big impact on it, that there were more than them. There was at least 2 bullies at all times, and that they didn't interfere, and that there was always a senior with them, that they didn't know them, so they didn't feel like you could walk up and talk to them. That was a big factor. Also, cognitive dissonance seemed to be a big factor because a lot of times they would glance over at the bullies, but afterwards they would say that they didn't recognize that they were talking about them. Christi and I feel that they heard them, but because they didn't interfere, they realized that they should have, so they matched their attitude with their behavior and say that they didn't hurt them. This is just a theory, but this is what we saw from the videos. Personality seemed to be a factor. Also, each freshman reacted differently to the scenario. One said he didn't care, one reacted sarcastically and witty to the bully, another one corrected the bully instead of kind of confronting them or ignoring them. Some just ignored them at all, kind of giggling, not sure what to do, and others completely ignored them, focused on the memory test. So it seemed like the personality of each test subject also depended on how they would interfere with the bully more than an emergency on the street.
We found that our data has disproved our hypothesis.
This experiment is ethical because we debriefed each student after the experiment so they wouldn't have any emotional distress.